business owner, and I just want to tell you a little bit about my journey with this business and where it's taken me so far. So I decided to take up this opportunity because it was a way to earn extra income without giving up teaching. I didn't have to quit my passion for teaching. I was actually just getting started as a teacher, and I wanted something fun to do as I was moving out of being in college and just the constant busyness. I like to stay busy and just have things to do. Lindsay Wilkerson and I connected, and she shared this business with me. I didn't even ask questions. I didn't even really know what I was signing up for, what I was doing. She just told me that I could make money, that I could travel more, and I could have fun. And honestly, I really don't think that Lindsay knew what she was doing either, because I was like her fifth person maybe to sign and join under her. So we actually have learned together, and we are still learning together every day, which is really neat. So this was an opportunity for me to be able to build a second income for my family, and allow us to travel more and just enjoy life without having to worry about time and money. It has created financial and time freedom for us and has just allowed us to be able to do things that we wouldn't be able to do otherwise if it were not for this business. Okay, sorry guys. So this business also allows me the freedom to dream bigger. And what I mean by that, before I joined this journey, I was very limited in what I could do. Like I said, I was a new teacher. I was learning all the ropes. I was super busy with all of those things, and I just needed some supplemental income. I wanted to be able to travel and do things that I normally would not be able to do. And because of that, now I am able to plan trips for my family, build savings, and invest in experiences that I never thought possible, which is so amazing. I can see a trip that I want to book and book it that exact same day because this business has allowed me to do so. Um, on top of that, having the extra money is just great because you never know when something's going to pop up and you need that extra money. Or if you just want to do something fun with your family, you don't, really want to spend your primary income, it's always nice to have that as well. Um, Another reason I absolutely love this business is I literally get paid to share this business with others, to book travel, to make other people's travel dreams come true, to mentor people in this business, to make and create friendships like Heather was talking about earlier, and just how we were able to connect. And these friendships are friendships that are going to last a lifetime, and they're probably friendships that would have never blossomed if it were not for this business. So that is another reason that this business is absolutely amazing. Now I'm able to earn money by helping others travel, and do that affordably, and also just coach them and mentor them, teach them this business, and help them steward this business well so that they can walk into time and financial freedom too. Um, just like I mentioned, this has helped build a community, and it's not just a business. Our team is so amazing. There's not many teams out there that can say that they work together the way that we do. We have such a supportive group. We are always cheering each other on. If we have questions, we work together to answer those. There are literally so many resources that we work so hard. The goal builders and our directors work so hard to put out there for our teams because we want to see you be successful. This is never about us. It's always about the people under us and being able to see them succeed, all while being able to just build those friendships and connections. Another reason I love this business is that it is so flexible. Like I mentioned, I'm super, super busy. And here lately, I find myself working from my phone when I'm feeding my baby, or um, working from my phone in the midst of changing a diaper, all the things. And it's just proven to me again how flexible this business is. I'm actually able to work this, like I said, anytime from anywhere. So whether that be in the evenings, on the weekends, for 30 minutes during my planned time at school, from my phone at the lunch table at school, or like I said, feeding my baby. Whatever that looks like is so convenient because this business can be worked anywhere. It's super flexible, and it is always available to be worked no matter where you are, no matter what hour it is. There's no strict hours. It just takes consistency. Whatever your consistency looks like can make you be successful. And I really like that because what my consistency looks like may look different than Heather's, but both of us can still be successful in this business. And I really love that this business offers that type of flexibility to us. And aside from all of that and just the connections with people, the financial and time freedom, all the things, I really love that it's created options for my future. And what I mean by that is I absolutely love my job as a teacher. It is my passion. However, this business has created opportunities for me to be able to, choose to stay home if I want to and work from home. It has created opportunities for me to be able to give up some of my other responsibilities in order to be at home with my baby more because I can depend on the income from this business. I'm no longer tied to just one way of earning an income. I have a way to earn multiple streams of income through this business and through this company. And I have the choices, or I have choices where I can earn money in this business in various ways. And I think that is so empowering because I know that I always have that to fall back on. And it's also so neat to know that once we hit one-star director in this business, we are able to secure a legacy for our family. And I'm sure here at the end, Lindsay's going to tell you a little bit about that. But securing a legacy for my family means even more now that I have a daughter at home, and I love that this business allows me to do that. So if you are a busy person that loves to travel and dreams of more financial and time freedom, and you are nervous about joining this business, I'm here to tell you that you can do it. You can work it into your schedule. All it takes is consistency. All it takes is working it into your schedule, no matter what that looks like, whether it's 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there, whether it's 20 minutes on your lunch break or 10 minutes while you're feeding your baby, whatever that may look like, you can be successful in this business, no matter what your full-time job looks like. It's possible and it can change your life for the better, just like it did mine, not only financially, but with relationships. And honestly, just the connections that I have made have grown me as a person and as a leader and have even carried over into my daily actions at work as a teacher and as a coworker. So now with all of that being said, I am going to turn it over to David and let him share a little bit about his testimony. David is 53 years old. He is a husband that has been married for 25 years. He is a dad to two adult daughters. He is a machinist at Owens Corning. And if you don't know what that is, just know that he gets up really early. He works long hours and he does work hard, but he still makes this business work. He is a goal builder, which means that he has personally introduced 9 or more families to this business and mentored them along the way. And David is just super hardworking and reliable. You will not meet another person in this business that is willing to bust it like David. And everyone in this business can definitely learn from his hard work and his dedication. David, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
All
Thank you,
right,
Miss
take it
Aubrey.
away. Thank you.
Thank you for introducing me. And like I said, everything she said is spot on. I mean, pretty much what this business is about. It's a family. I mean, our group of teammates that we have on this team right here is pretty much just like family. I mean, we all get along and always helping each other out. I always want to see the next person succeed. I mean, and that's what we're here for. And I just want to give a man's perspective of the situation. You know, I'm coming into this group of a bunch with a bunch of ladies, and you know, I feel overwhelmed sometimes trying to go out and reach people and talk with people and you know, and the ladies here have helped me along the way and guided me in the directions that I need to go. But you know, I think we need to have more men on here, and you know, I'm here to help get some men on here. But let me tell you a little bit about myself. I get up at 2 a.m. every day, and I have to be at work at 3 a.m., 3 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I don't get a lot of time to do my travel stuff while I'm at work. So when I get off at 1 p.m., I usually work until dark. A lot of times on my business, but I do have a family. Like I said, I've got two beautiful daughters. One of them's getting married this year, and that's took a lot of my time up, and just trying to get things going with that, and just trying to find ways of doing this business. It's a sacrifice. To go on there and really try to build this business. But like I said, anybody that's out there that's thinking they want to get in this business, it's a great opportunity. You got a great opportunity to earn money, and doesn't matter what kind of schedule you got. Continue to build that schedule, and I'm trying to think what I want to say. I know what I want to say, but I'm just trying to think of ways to say it. But it's a hard thing for the guys to come on here and try to get into the travel side of the business, and try to work with the ladies, and try to fit in, and I have a hard time of going out and reaching people, and but the teammates that I've had on here has just been real great, and they work with me and show me the ways, and I just love being a part of this group, and just trying to get on there and see what the business is all about. But this, like I said, this travel business is for anybody. I mean, it's scalable, it's flexible on whatever time you got. You can do pretty much anything, but that's pretty much all I've got right now. I'm lost at words right now. I don't know if I've just froze up or what happened to me, but I'm just rambling on and rambling on. But this, like I said, this has been a great opportunity for me to get in there and learn the travel side of things, and the other way of building a team. But I'm gonna introduce the next person in line and go ahead, and I may come back later on and talk once I can get out of this. But I want to introduce Miss Kim. She's a pastor's wife. She works in the ministry field. She's a mother of two, and she's part of the 2020 club, which that means she's brought in over 20 agents into the business. Miss Kim, are you on here?
I am. Thank you, David, for such a wonderful conversation there and an introduction. You done great. Don't you beat yourself up, buddy. Hey, if it weren't for David, some of the men that we do have in this would not be with us today. So we appreciate everything that David does. He is a very hard worker. We do appreciate him. But the reason I became a travel agent as a pastor's wife, and I work a full time job. Balancing a life as a pastor's wife and a full time employee has always required a unique blend of grace, organization, and intentionality. Ministry demands can be unpredictable and deeply personal. My career demands excellence and consistency. Yet, in the midst of these responsibilities, I found myself drawn to an unexpected new role. And thanks to Lindsay Wilkerson, because I kept my eye on her for probably a year, and I finally bit the bullet. And I am so grateful that I did. So thank you, Lindsay, for bringing me into this business, because I have thoroughly enjoyed it. But at first glance, it may seem unusual. Why would someone already stretched so thin take on another commitment? But the decision was not made lightly. It was born out of a deep need and a clear opportunity and a passion that aligned with every part of my life. Here is why I chose to become a travel agent and why it has been one of the most life-giving decisions I've made. Number one was to meet a ministry need. As a pastor's wife, I see firsthand how weary people, church leaders, volunteers, families, and even our own staff Ministry is rewarding, but it's also exhausting. So many in our community needed real rest, a break from their daily grind, and an intentional time to reconnect with God and each other. I realized that helping others plan meaningful vacation could actually be an extension of my ministry, helping people find that restoration, adventure, and joy. Number two reason was for creating a financial margin. Pastoral families often live with financial constraints, and while we are richly blessed, I recognize the opportunity to create a new stream of income without having to give up my full-time job or ministry commitments. My full-time job, the reason I am still in it is because that is where our health insurance comes from. So I work that full-time job from 8:30 to 5, and then from 5:15, 5:30 till whenever I work my travel. And it's not, I have my choices when I can do it, when I can't, but it is a ministry. So it does bring on restraints. Becoming a travel agent allowed me to build a flexible side of business that supports our family goals, helps fund personal travel, and even contributes to church activities when needed. It is also allowing me to be able to put in to our limited retirement, which is a big benefit in our eyes, in my family. So every little, my one-time check that I get every month, I can depend on that check coming in, goes into our retirement now. So that's a big plus for us. Travel can feel overwhelming for some people between researching destinations, finding the best deals, and coordinating schedules. I wanted to be a trusted resource for these families in our church and beyond, someone who can make travel accessible, affordable, and enjoyable, particularly for those who might not otherwise prioritize it. So, there are so many that do put in so many hours in other jobs and just need that vacation. And if I can take that stress off of them, then that makes me happy and it makes that part of my ministry. So travel can feel overwhelming, but I want to take that off of them. Take all the pressure off the client so that they can just show up, relax, and enjoy their destination vacation. My next reason is living out my passion. I have always loved to travel, exploring new cultures, experiencing God's creativity in the world. How can you look at an ocean and tell me that God's not real? Give me the longest pier so I can just stand out there and be amazed. Making memories with loved ones. Travel has been a source of refreshment, perspective for me personally. Becoming a travel agent was a way to turn a personal passion into a professional service, allowing me to stay energized and inspired while helping others experience the same blessings. Unlike many other side jobs, working as a travel agent offers remarkable flexibility. I can book trips in the evening after work, respond to clients during lunch breaks, and manage much of my business online. It fits into the busy, unpredictable rhythm of ministry life, allowing me to serve others without sacrificing my existing commitments. Through travel planning, I've connected with people outside our immediate church family, such as this team. You've heard all three of us talk about how amazing this team is. I didn't know any of them other than Lindsay when I came into this business, and we take these trips together, and you would think we were sisters, just having the best blast as we could. So that has been a blessing. Respond to clients during lunch breaks. That's amazing to be able to do. I was able to use I work from home, and even though I'm working from home, that does not allow me to just say, okay, I'm working at home. I don't have a boss looking over my shoulder, because I personally feel guilty if I work that personal travel job on I call it my real job for now. It's called my real job. So, but through travel planning, I've connected with these people in our immediate church family, old friends, distant relatives, even complete strangers who found me through referrals. It's been a beautiful way to extend hospitality and care beyond the walls of our church, demonstrating God's love in a practical way. Saying yes to becoming a travel agent wasn't about adding more pressure to my life. It was about adding more purpose. It's a role that aligns with my values, supports my family, and serves others in a tangible, joyful way. If anything, this journey has taught me that sometimes the most surprising opportunities are the ones that fit our calling the best. And in this season of my life, helping others experience rest, wonder, and renewal is just not a business, it's part of my ministry. And that's a big plus. It is tough, when you're out there just floating around trying to figure out how you're going to make ends meet when this is such an amazing opportunity to get at least 8 streams of income. And I know Lindsay will touch up on that later, but it is an amazing opportunity. And so now at this time, I would like to welcome and introduce our Lindsay Bradley Wilkerson. She will always be Lindsay Bradley to me, and I love her husband, don't get me wrong, but she grew up in our youth ministry, and now I get to have her as my sponsor, and that is such an amazing blessing to me to get to follow her. But she is a wife, a pastor's wife, and a very busy mom of 4. She is our 2-star director and has a team of over 400 agents. She is within the top 1% of the company and in the top 200 income earners out of 135,000. Way to go, Linz. So, Lindsay, are you on?
I am. Thank you. If y'all don't already kind of hear these stories, you'll kind of pick up of a lot of them have kind of found purpose in all of this. And so that's very important to me. I know Heather as well. And we try to lead everybody, where they are in this journey to try to fulfill whatever it is that they want to get out of this. So I'll kind of just briefly tell about myself. As she said, I'm Lindsay Wilkerson. I've been married for 13 years. I do the math. I'm a mom of 4. They're 11, 8, 6, and 5. So yes, you can imagine literally anytime I'm sitting down is when I've got a door closed like I do now, to do a Zoom or to work, this business. So that is one thing that I love about this. I've actually got some people on here that I've booked several trips for. And so they've kind of been hands-on with, I've actually booked the trip and they made it and it worked out great. I've built relationships with them all while being at ballparks. And they probably didn't even know. We're everywhere. And, like she said, I am a pastor's wife. So, when I started this business was actually a month after we started this position here as lead pastor at the church that we're at. When I started, honestly, I was thinking I just want kind of a hobby, something to do for myself. We're starting new. So this would be a really good time to do this. I like the idea of travel. We didn't travel all the time. We lived on a minister's income. So, we were totally fine with that, but I would get on Google, and I'm sure some of you do the same thing. And I would act like money's no issue. I start looking up different places in Cancun and Florida, knowing I wasn't going, but it was fun for me to research and to learn about different places. So whenever I had this opportunity presented, I was like, I don't know, maybe I should do it. One thing that held me back was, I've actually at that point had only booked a Disney trip for myself. I could probably take us to Gatlinburg and I could take us to the beach. That's about it. So whenever I have people tell me that they have no idea what they're doing in travel, I say, you're fine. I did not know anything really. The good thing about this business is, and I'll actually open up right now with this. We are with the #1 host agency, the very first one that ever opened up. So over 30 years old, and that's IntelliTravel. IntelliTravel is debt-free, which is a huge blessing. That says a lot about a company and their values, to not enter into a business that has all of this debt and where I'm going to be questioning, okay, am I going to get paid? Now I'm never paid late. If it's on a holiday, I'm paid the day before. So that is a huge blessing. With being under IntelliTravel, you get access to all kinds of vendors. Just because you're a travel agent does not mean that you can just go and book anything possible. You have to be with a reputable company that builds relationships with these people, because let's be honest, Sandals Resorts does not need our help selling their product. They're gonna book up. They don't need us. So you have to be with a very prestige, thought highly of host agency to be able to do all of this. Before I started this, I've heard of, Disney travel agents, and that's great. But what held me back was I don't ever want to convince people to go to Disney, just to where if I was to only do cruises, I don't want to have to convince people to book cruises. I've sold products before. I wasn't that great at it. But I know I've got some on here that are amazing at it. This was just my thing. I don't know why. When it comes to products, I was not great at it. But one thing I do not have to worry about with travel is everybody travels. I don't ever have to go and beg people, please go on a trip. Everybody's traveling. And did y'all know, and y'all can let me know in the chat, did you know that anytime you book a trip, there's commission booked into that? Regardless of who books it, regardless if you go to Hilton.com, if you book direct, you're paying a commission. And guess who gets that commission? Mr. Marriott, Mr. Hilton. These multimillionaires literally just pocket the money because there's no travel agent attached to the reservation. So whenever I found out that one little fact right there, I was like, okay, I'm a little upset that I didn't know this because I have been booking trips for 80 teenagers when we were youth pastors. We'd go to Gatlinburg, we'd take them to all these places, and I'm thinking of the commission that was built into that, and I had no idea. I thought I was losing some fees because I'm booking direct with these people. I wasn't, and that commission could have came back to me if I would have realized that. So that was the very first thing I thought, okay, so when people realize that, when you have family and friends that realize it doesn't cost any extra to use you, why would they not support a family in their hometown? Why would they not support a small business? And yeah, we do get access to a ton of deals. We can bundle services, but we make it easy for that person. One thing that I love is with these vendors that we have, and I can't go into detail until you sign up with us, but we have some great vendors to where I don't ever have to worry about, is this a good place to take my clients? Is this going to be something that's going to fit them? I don't have to worry about that. I don't ever have to sit down and worry about, okay, I've got to go to this website and find some flights. I got to go over here and find a hotel. I got to go, that would be absolutely crazy. I'm ADD as it is, and that would be a disaster. These vendors make it extremely easy for us. I'm able to see everything that I need to know to qualify my client for the trip that they need. And so that is amazing. We get paid on that side of the business 2 times a month. So that's also more opportunities for you to get money back into your pockets. Another part of the business that I really love is when you join us, you get 2 businesses in one. There's a lot of companies where whenever you join them, if you post, hey, I'm selling this or I'm doing this, and someone says, oh, I want to do that too. Well, a lot of times you are taking that person and you're saying, okay, well, let me get you in contact with somebody way down the line that I have no relationship with, and they'll take care of you. It's not like that here. We actually have a partnership with IntelliTravel, and it's Planet Marketing. So what happened was, over 30 years ago, IntelliTravel was a thing. 10 years ago, Planet Marketing became a business. And it's basically, they just wanted to market a very reputable travel company. So obviously they picked IntelliTravel. But what they did was they started analyzing and looking into their database and stuff and realizing with every good thing that they have, they're missing the marketing, because there's no way they should not have thousands and thousands and thousands of people because of the properties that they have, but the payments that they're able to send out, and how reputable they are. So they went into them and they said, I want a meeting with you. Give us 40 days and 40 nights to prove to you that everything that you have can grow and expand way beyond your wildest dreams. The only thing you're missing is just knowing how to market your product. So they did, and they grew by thousands and thousands of people within those 40 days. So obviously IntelliTravel was, I'm not letting these people go. So now you can't even become a IntelliTravel travel agent without going through a Planet Marketing rep. So we get both of these businesses. And yes, Planet Marketing is also debt-free. So, the fact that you're getting both of these businesses, both of them are debt-free, it relieves a lot of burden and stress of the what ifs. I know there's a couple of huge name products that surprised everybody that they just went bankrupt or they had to basically cancel everything, and it left all these people stranded. That's one thing that I can stand on, that travel never leaves, especially when you're backed by two companies that are debt free and as reputable as they are. One of them, I believe it was, might have been Aubrey or Miss Kim, they touched on this just a little bit, but whenever you become a one-star director, which again is just a team of 100 people, you actually get to sign a legal document. And I was able to actually do this to where if something was to happen to me, God forbid, my money and my income would continue to come to my family. And what's so amazing about this, my mom is on the line right now, so she may not even know this, and she may text me in a minute, but I was actually denied life insurance right before I signed these papers. So, that was like, okay, Lord, I hear you. Thank you. You know, like I literally was denied, you can't get life insurance. And Planet Marketing said, okay, well, let me send you a paper. My money will always go to my family and my kids. I don't ever have to worry about any of that. You know, and I've kind of touched on that we can book anything that we want to. I'm never restricted. We can do concert tickets, we can do a hotel, cruise, Disney, a train ride. You think it, and we pretty much can do it. So prepare yourself. I'm about to tell you how much all this is, okay? You're gonna think it's a lot, because of everything I just said, and it's debt free. But all you have to do right now is just pay $199, and I'll tell you what that is. You only pay it one time. You never have to pay it again. That is to get you underneath the umbrella of IntelliTravel. So whenever you were to go out and become an independent travel agent, and yes, I looked into this, you're talking thousands and thousands of dollars that you are personally having to pay. You've got to have your IATA number, a CLIA number, your certificate. We have a website. It's not just a basic Google website. This is a website that's personalized for you, that is managed by IntelliTravel. You could send out, people could book trips on it. All of this is included. Training is included. You pay that one-time fee and you're automatically underneath the umbrella. So IntelliTravel's paying all the big bucks. You're paying the one-time fee and you're benefiting from everything that IntelliTravel has done for us. And then it's $59 a month after that. That's to maintain your license, your website, your certifications. All of your training is always included, and so forth. There's never any quotas that you have to meet. There's never a contract that you're signing that says you're bound to us for so long. And you would be surprised at the people that actually have joined other agencies, and they've come back because they realize they have no benefits. They're not able to just book anything. They have no training. They have nobody to help them. They were thrown in just to the wolves. So whenever you realize all of this, it's actually mind blowing that you could have two businesses with overhead of $200. Nowhere could you ever do that. So it was very exciting to be able to do that and to pretty quickly make that money already back. And then, we're making up to 8 streams of income every single month because of that. So I actually want to go ahead and open everything up, Heather, and if you can help me on this, we're going to open up for some questions, and I know you guys are going to have some questions and we want to make sure we answer them good. You can, if you want to write them in the chat, you can, or if you want to come off mute or raise your hand, we can also do that as well.
Let's see.
Any questions? If you're ready to, let's start with this. If you have heard everything tonight, and I know you've heard about the business before you got here, and you're ready to get started, go ahead and write a number 1 in the chat so we'll know. If you have any questions, write a number 2. And then if you say, this is not for me, that's okay. And you can let your person know, hey, I got some trips in the future I'm going to let you, get going with.
Okay, I see some number ones in the chat. That is awesome. Let us get any questions that you may have answered here tonight, y'all. We never want you to leave. Samantha Manning, we would love to answer your questions. Can you give a general idea of how much commissions you get for each travel you book? You got that? Or you?
Yeah, I can get it. Yeah. Okay, so we actually IntelliTravel, when you join with them, they have their plan is you make 70% of whatever the commission is. But you also have room to make up to 80% as you grow into business. So you know, it's going to vary. Every cruise line or hotel, they have a certain percentage. So let's say, you know, like Sandals may pay 17% of the rate. That's a large portion of money. You're going to make 70% of that starting out. And then you work your way up to you can actually start making 80% of that.
Our commissions also pretty much range from anywhere from about 5% to 21% with each vendor. Every vendor is different when it comes to commissions. And so let's just say you're going to have like all inclusives or cruises, you know, and like Disney and Sandals, like Lindsay, all of those pay a higher percentage. The lower percentage stuff's going to be like a hotel room, maybe a rental car. So that's your lower, but still, all in all, you're still making good money on all of them, especially if you're someone who travels anyway. If you're someone who travels anyway, you are paying that commission right now to someone else. So you might as well book your own travel and make that commissions back. But the percentages do, you know, it just depends on that. I know that like Universal is 18%. So all of them are different. So we also have, and if that didn't answer your question good enough, Ricky, right, let me know. Okay. What are some of the biggest challenges and hurdles you faced when getting started?
I could say honestly, based on the amount of people that I have under me, the biggest hurdle is people overthinking it, thinking that you can know everything about the business and that you're going to get into this and learn everything. I still don't know everything, and it's okay. Travel changes all the time. So if you just take the pressure off of thinking, okay, I've got to learn every single detail. I'm learning stuff all the time, all the time. It changes too. So don't even hold on to too long. I'm always researching, and all of this kind of knowledge that we need, we have at our fingertips. So when you join, it might be kind of hard to process and imagine this, but when you join, you're going to see anything that you're concerned about is going to be laid out there for you. But that is the number one thing. If anybody gets overwhelmed, it's because they think that they have to know every single detail instead of just start flow. And you really don't got to know that much. These vendors make it so easy for us.
Yeah, and something that to piggyback off what Lindsay said is something that I would like to tell everybody. You know, there isn't like, so we do have trainings and you do have things that you have to do to get started. Some people get overwhelmed with that. And if I had to say that something that people, you know, the biggest challenge is the actual beginning of the training, like just getting the training done. Once you, to me, that's the hardest part. And it's not hard. It's not hard. And we have it completely laid out for you exactly what to do. But like she said, I feel like that everybody is like, oh, I still don't know what I'm doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. I think everybody can say that you're kind of like more of a hands-on person. And until you dive into something and you really get started, you're not going to know what you're doing. And you're not expected to know what you're doing because this is all so new to you that when someone comes to you and says, hey, I want to book, let's just say a cruise, you're not supposed to know how to do that. Even if you did all the training on it, the more you book it, the easier that it gets. And we even have you go in there and like make mock bookings and stuff like that for yourself to get used to doing it. So the more you do it, the easier it is. Y'all, I will tell you that April 24th was 2 years since I've been in this business. Now I feel guilty when people send messages and stuff to me and ask me for quotes because I just shoot them right back real quick. And then I'm like, maybe they think I didn't even research this, but it's because I've been doing it so much now that it's just become so easy. So that's, you know, about it. What is the process of the license and bonded? So we are, when you are sign up with the company, they have all of the insurance that we need. As long as we stay in compliance. I apologize for that. So of course, like every company, you have compliance, and as long as you follow the rules and do everything the right way, they are going to back you. They are going to support you. You don't have to go out and get any other type of insurance. If you want to, that is completely okay. You can. But it's just really, I hate to say it like this, but it's really like common sense. You have to have credit card authorization forms when you book travel. You don't just take somebody's credit card number, the little things that this little shortcuts that could be so much easier, but you can't make those shortcuts. You've got to always cover yourself. So how long is all of the training, and is there time to do the training around a full-time job?
Yes.
I hate answering all these because I want to throw it back to Lindsay, but I work a full-time job. I've been at my job for almost 26 years. I work 7:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. I have been able to, in 2 years, I've been able to run this business. I have a team of, I have almost 150. And I can tell you that I can do my full time job and still do this business. The training is you do as much as you want or as little as you want. You will, the more, in the very beginning, I was booking any and everything. Now I've kind of pick and choose what I want to book and what I don't want to book. The great thing about having two businesses in one, you can book the travel and make the commission, but you also have people who can sign up with you. Well, when I have people who come to me and I am like, I'm so busy, or I like to book tropical, I don't want to book this. I can take those bookings and I can hand them to the people who have teamed up with me and allow them to make those bookings, and they'll make that commission off of it. One thing that, I don't know that Lindsay touched on, but when I do that, I'm still making money because of the fact that I have more than 9 people that are signed up with me. And so since I have more than 9 people signed up with me, I get a 10% match on commissions that everyone that are signed up with me book. So I'm still making money even though I pass it down, to someone that's with me and that's making money with me. So yes, you can definitely, definitely, definitely work this job. I mean, work a full-time job and do this. You do it around your schedule and you pick and choose. And one thing I want to say is you don't have to finish, like, just say somebody comes to you and says, I want to book Disney. You don't have to do all of Disney's training before you're allowed to book with them. So you can really sign up tonight and start booking tonight and making money. You don't have to do all that training in order to book, but of course you want to do it if to learn more, to be able to earn more. Any more questions? Y'all, I love these
I'll
questions.
say too that I had somebody that does work a full-time job. She joined a week and a half ago and she did her training. She has her whole group up and going, and she booked 2 trips already. And that was like a week and a half ago. So definitely, as far as, working immediately, you're covered on that. So
Looks like, is there any more questions? How much commissions? We've answered that. How long is the training, Lindsay? Can you touch on that real quick?
well, the initial training is not long at all. The initial training, I actually have a group, and it walks you through different guides to make it very simple, where you walk through different steps. It's going to include personalizing your website, getting access to just a few vendors. I don't recommend you coming in and getting access to 25 vendors. It's, just not necessary, and it's overwhelming. So we keep it very simple starting out. It's very, very basic stuff. We also have videos that's recorded, but in the end, as far as IntelliTravel goes, it's going to be endless videos, endless webinars that they always put out for you. And that's just what they just say, this is resources. And if you want to use these, you can. Not that I've even gone in and been able to do all of those yet. So, as far as how long it takes and the extent of those, it's up to you and what you want to do. But I could tell you, if you join tonight and you just went through the guides that we have set for you, you can be, depending on what what you want to do, because it's your business, you could be up and running tomorrow for sure.
Can you work it from your phone?
Yes, you can. Some people prefer that actually. So I mean, it's just however you feel like you want to do. But I can't tell you how many times I've been at my kid's game and I knew someone was wanting to book a trip and I was able to log in and send a payment link to my client, and then I get an email that it was paid for, and there it goes. That's $500, and I was sitting at my child's game. So yeah, it's very, very easy to do, and you can really work around whatever your schedule is. So in that case, I use my phone a good bit because I'm always on the go. But I also, like right now, I also have a laptop that I use as well. So you're pretty flexible on that.
Looks like that's all of the questions.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all so much for hopping on. I will ask if you will get back with the person that invited you, even if you feel like this is not for you, just let them know. So that way they're not wondering. But we do want to help you get started just as soon as possible if this seems like something that this is what you want to do. And of course, if you have any other questions, you can reach out to them and ask them as well. And we hope that you all join us soon and that we'll be able to get to know you and get you started. Thanks, guys.